Shalom, Kol Haloyim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash, and Shan Yikubah, Dekadawala Rekwab, Zakonyam Nawa, Wa Shalayakim Nawa. That's double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, Wa Barakim Labakaryim, Shaliyasharala. That's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I wanted to make a quick video on this article. This article goes into the MOB or MOTB that's talked about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And the title of this article says, Brain Chip Lets People Control Home Devices with Their Minds. And so I'm bringing this out, obviously, because it's prophecy. And at the same time, as we read through this, it should continue to boost our faith as we claim that we believe in the Bible and everything about the Bible. So now we read this and we say, wow, something that was written over 2,000 years ago, we're seeing it be played out today right before our eyes. We're not in the time in which this is like they're kind of making it work, stuff like that. No, it's working, it's functional. And we see how the infrastructure really throughout the entire world is being pushed towards something more, we'll just say something digital, to where cash is becoming more and more obsolete. We know that the elites, they want more control. And this is one way, or the biggest way, in which they plan on doing it. They'll push it out there like it's a convenience, like it makes your life easier, it's more comfortable. We're solving problems for people that have different diseases, blah, blah, blah. But all in actuality, it's nothing more than deception in order for them to maintain control. So that's the higher purpose of the MOB. We'll read this article, really just a few paragraphs. We're not going to dive too deep into it. It's no point. Once again, it says brain chip lets people control home devices with their minds. So, Johns Hopkins medicine researchers created a brain-computer interface, BCI, that enabled an ALS patient to control home devices with his mind. Amyotrophic, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis removed the man's control over his muscles, but the brain chip lets him open light switches and other home appliances. So I believe ALS is a disease that attacks like your nervous system, and you basically lose motor functions and you have extreme like muscle loss or muscle fatigue. So it's sometimes hard to speak, or maybe you even lose your speech. It's hard to swallow, and of course your other basic motor functions. So that's what happened to this man. And now it says through this brain chip, he is able to open light switches. I'm assuming they mean turn on lights, right? And other home appliances. When you read further down in the article, he's able to go on Netflix with just thinking certain thoughts in his head. Go on Netflix, also go on YouTube, watch videos. Continuing on, it says, as a result, this technology could help more people live normally. And of course, that's what they're going to push to you on a surface level value. But once again, we know their overarching theme, the real reason why they want to push this out there. They want to be able to control you. They want to know how many people are out there, what you're doing, what your thoughts are, what you like to do, where you go, and at what times. They can do all these things through the MOB, through this brain chip. It says technology has advanced healthcare for many years, enabling us to beat previously incurable diseases and surmount disabilities. The brain-computer interface could be the next step in that progress, letting severely impaired individuals take control of their homes and lives. Believe it or not, some companies try to make similar implants for the global market. This article will discuss the Johns Hopkins team, how the Johns Hopkins team created a brain-computer interface. Later, it says I'll cover more brain implant projects from Neuralink and others. So once again, there are many others. Many, many, many others. So this technology is global. It's out there. Different companies are working on it for the purpose of putting it in one's brain. Other companies are working for the purpose of putting it in one's hand. That's biblical prophecy to a T. If you believe that it's all just a coincidence, by all means, go and get it and let's see what happens to you. For the others that believe it's biblical prophecy, our job is to continue to ask the Lord for more faith, continue to beg for mercy and ask for the forgiveness of our sins. In Lord's will, He keeps us from taking this when it's pushed on a global scale, when it's pushed in front of all of our faces at a time where there's Jacob's trouble, when there's famine, right? When there's all hell breaking loose, that popular phrase like we always say, because that's when it's really going to be pushed and in a way made mandatory. And then you're going to have that big decision to make. So like I said, we're only going to read maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs and that's it. All they do is go on to say how they created it, why they're doing it, blase, blase, and more blase. So now we'll jump over to the scriptures. Revelation 19 verse 20 is where I want to start. It says, "And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast." And I'm going to pause right there. And this is exactly what's happening right now. So first we say, what is the beast? The beast represents a power structure today that's ruling the entire world. And that power structure is NATO and the EU. And of course, America is on top of that beast. America is riding it. So that's this beast system that globally has power over the whole world right now. It says, and with him the false prophet. That represents the Catholicism or the Catholic Church. It says that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. So we jump back to the article right here. This is nothing more than a miracle for the purpose of deceiving people to take that MOB. I usually don't say these words, straightforward for the purpose of the YouTube algorithm, but I guess we'll see what happens on this video because I'm definitely not remaking it. So this is a miracle right now. Being able to give someone back their speech, that's what they did to this man, allowing him to speak, allowing him to have some form of motor functions again by just being able to think about it and control a remote in order to get Netflix on a TV. That's a form of a miracle that the Heavenly Father gave this man Esau Edom in these end days. But it's all to blind you. It's all to deceive you to take that MOB. So it says they were taken, and them that worship his image, these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. That lake of fire is not talking about hell. It's not some place underground where you burn forever. No, that is it's a myth. It's a fairy tale. It doesn't exist. This is referring to America, also known as Babylon the Great. When this upcoming World War III happens, America, Babylon the Great, will lose. That is all biblical prophecy. Once again, whether you believe it or not, it's all in the scriptures. So, America losing and it being burned by nuclear missiles, that's what the Bible is referring to here as the lake of fire. That's exactly what it's talking about. And so if you take that MOB, you're going to be a part of that destruction. Let me jump over to the 14th chapter. Once again, going more into the destruction aspect of taking the MOB, Revelation 14, verse 9. Look, the subtitle says, Doom for Worshippers of the Beast. Verse 9 says, And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in their forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. There goes those three words again, fire and brimstone. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you take that MOB, you're going to ultimately die. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to word ourselves around it. Sometimes we use the word, majority of the time we use the word destroyed. Because died kind of seems harsh. When you say that, you're going to die. But it's the truth. It's the truth. I guess you're going to be destroyed is also. That's also kind of harsh. But hey, like I said, you can't sugarcoat it. Like you take it and you're going to be missile food. Point blank, period. Our job is to trust in the Lord because staying in Revelation, it says that if we continue to trust in him and if we wait and if we suffer, then he is going to be the one to keep us from taking that MOB. Now, Revelation 3:10, it says, Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And of course, patience goes into suffering. So because you suffered for the Lord's word, I also will keep thee. That word keep thee means to protect thee or guard. I also will keep thee or protect thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So when it says, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, we know that hour of temptation is talking about when the MOTB is made mandatory, when it's really pushed heavily. The reason why we know that's the case is because it says, which shall come upon all the world. Now, this is just a Revelation chapter, I guess. Revelation lesson, I meant to say. Now, keeping that in mind, last but not least, I'll finally jump over to the prophecy concerning the MOTB. So how do we know that when it says the hour of temptation is talking about the MOTB? Because it says it's going to come across all the world. Now, Revelation 13 verse 16 says, And he causeth all, once again, all, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, that's everybody in the world, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this MOTB is going to be pushed upon everyone. That's the whole global scheme of these elites. That's their finishing touch. They want everybody to receive the MOTB. It doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor. It doesn't matter if you have a high status in society or a low status, small and great, right? It doesn't matter if you're free outside walking or if you're in bonds, if you're behind jail, prison, whatever. It says he causeth all. So something is going to happen. More than likely, it's going to be the destruction of this society when it's falling, crumbling. There's an economic collapse. It's going to force everybody to say, dang, there's only one choice. I have to take that MOTB if I want to survive, if I want to eat, if I want to go back to a normal functioning society. So that's what Revelation 3 verse 10 that we just read is talking about. It's going to be an hour of temptation. And Esau's doing his best to make it so convenient. Oh, well, you know what? I can do this. It works for me. And remember, they do have the technology already where if you put the MOTB in your hand. You can buy and sell with it. People are already doing it, especially over here in DC. It's already happening. It's not a game. Esau wants to make this thing go down. He wants control over everyone. And so it's nothing but deception that's being pushed. But the Lord said, if you suffer for his word's sake, then he's going to protect us or keep us from that hour of temptation. He's going to put it on our spirits and in our minds not to take that MOTB, that CHIP that we're reading about here. And that's what we want. As a matter of fact, that's the only option that we have, that the Lord has mercy on us and keeps us from taking it. And then, of course, continues to provide for us. It gives us the shelter that we need. It gives us the food that's necessary, each day, day by day, all the way up until the destruction of Babylon the Great. So that's the video. Definitely went longer than I thought, but I guess the Lord gave me more to say, but that's cool. I do pray that it was edifying to the elect. Call Haloyim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.